Good to see you all again. This is the concluding video for minigames. If you have not seen the previous video, or any of the previous videos in the series for that matter, what are you doing here? I want you to watch those before you watch this. The links are in the description down below. In the past video we talked about Mario Parties 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, along with the Bowser and DK minigames. So in this video we are going to talk about Mario Parties 8, 9, 10, Super Mario Party, Mario Party DS, Mario Party Island Tour, and Mario Party Star Rush, in that order. So are we ready? Let's jump in. Mario Party 8 is up first. Snipe for the picking. Wooden apple targets are flying in and out constantly. They've all got the same point values, but they vary from apple to apple. You've got to figure out where the 100 points are and shoot at it. And by the way, there's no need to point at the TV, for the cursor is controlled by the left joystick. Mario Matrix. The panels will light up randomly and you have to use your cursor to claim as many as possible. Whoever claims the most takes the victory. At the Chomp Wash. The Chain Chomp chased a butterfly and got paint all over his body. Your job is to get all the paint off of him as fast as possible. Mosh-Pit Playroom. Shy Guys drop in a horde of colored balls into the basket, but you only have to worry about the 50 that have your player color on them. Grab all of them as fast as you can. Picture Perfect. The projector is flipping through a series of panels that contain a series of different enemies or items. You have to use your cursor to stop each panel to match the example in the middle of the screen. No Way Out. The solo player is throwing snowballs at the team players on the roof. If a team player gets hit with a snowball, they are instantly frozen and they're out of the game. If the solo player can freeze all three, the solo player wins. Booting Gallery. You gotta work with your partner to shoot down the red boos. Some are stationary all the time, others like to move around. The final red boo is very big, and he likes to move around a lot, so it's gonna take a while to take him down. And lastly, Paint Misbehavin'. 11 Galoombas will take the floor and you have to work with your partner to paint as many of them with your team color as possible. Realistically, you only need 6 to win, but go for the sweep anyways. Alright, here we go. The Mario Party 8 minigame recap. Snipe for the picking. Mario Matrix. At the Chomp Wash. Mosh-Pit Playroom. Picture Perfect. No Way Out. Booting Gallery, and Paint Misbehavin'. And that was the last time Hudson made a home console Mario Party. It would stick around just long enough to make Mario Party DS, but a few years later, they got bought out and ceased to exist. And that's when ND Cube took over and started making Mario Party games. Their first installment was Mario Party 9. Peak Precision. Press the correct buttons to climb the mountainside. Press the wrong one and you'll lose some ground. But if you're fast enough, you might set a new record. Goomba Bowling. 20 Galoombas are lined up in a funky kind of line. Use your red shell to knock as many down as you can. Get all 20, and that is a strike. Buddy Bounce. Bounce around on the clouds and pop the balloons to collect points. The 10-point balloons are higher up, so you're going to have to bounce off somebody to collect them. Manner of Escape. There are 6 doors on each level, but only one is good to advance. The first player to get all the way to the bottom claims victory. Player Conveyor. It's a race to get to the middle of the board first. You'll have to do some studying to figure out which route is the correct one. You'll also have to take at least one warp pipe to get to the middle. Because of the complete lack of 2v2s in Mario Party 9, I decided to add a 5th 4-player minigame. But at the same time, I also added an extra 1v3. And here we go with those. Tackle Takedown. The solo player wins if he gets a touchdown. The team wins if they tackle the rusher. Block and Roll. The solo player needs to transfer 3 blocks from right to left in order to build a bridge and escape the area. The team is trying to stop the solo player from doing that by rolling boulders down the hill. If the solo player gets hit by a boulder, they will lose their block and have to go back for a new one. And finally, Mob Sleds. The solo player is running around the icy rink, All the team players ride in cool-looking themed sleds on a set track. The team is trying to run over the solo player with their sled. If they can do that, they win. Well, with that, here comes the Mario Party 9 recap. Peak Precision, Goomba Bowling, Buddy Bounce, Manner of Escape, Player Conveyor, Tackle Takedown, Block and Roll, and Mob Floods. Man, I tell you, Mario Party 9 broke the rules so hard. And to make matters worse, the fans pretty much rejected it. But Nintendo didn't care, they brought it back for Mario Party 10. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the vehicle style, where everybody rides around in a vehicle. Well, in my opinion, it wasn't the best idea. It did work in Mario Party 9. The Mario Party 9 boards were actually really good. In Mario Party 10, they were just, no, it just didn't work. But Mario Party 10 did have some really good minigames, and I'm going to talk about those right now. Score to score. You need to time your release to get as many points as possible. That 100 points is on a very small strip, so it's no easy feat getting 100. Mini Match. Smaller enemies are assigned to one of 12 circles, and you have to remember which enemy was assigned to what circle. As long as you place down an enemy on the correct circle, you remain in the game. However, if you make a mistake, you are out. And by the way, the enemies you have to choose from are Waddle Wing, Cheep, Urchin, Bob-omb, Hucket Crab, Bullet Bill, Goombrat, Fuzzy, Galoomba, Peepa, Bitty Bud, Lava Bubble, Coin Coffer, Spiny, and Swoop. These characters also apply to Long Claw of the Law. Bob-omb Combo. One at a time, players will toss a Bob-omb into the arena to try to set off a chain reaction of as many Bob-ombs as possible. Whoever detonates the most claims the victory. Balance Ball Brawl. The players have to roll over all 7 of the LED light-up panels. The first player to do that takes the victory, and everybody else's score determines their spot on the podium. Skewer Scurry. The team is being bombarded by a horde of skewers controlled by the solo player. At least one person on the team has to survive for 20 seconds for the team to reign supreme. Bullet Bill Bullies. The team is firing bullet bills at the solo player who is riding the switchboard. If you're on your own, you only have 3 lives, so make them count. Murky Maze. Traverse the dark maze using your light box to meet up with your partner. First team to meet up wins. And finally, Shape Up. Take turns with your partner stacking oddly shaped blocks on top of each other. The first stack to reach the goal line and stay sturdy for 3 seconds will take the W. I'm talking way the hell too much, so let's get this out of the way. Sword to Score. Mini Match. Bob-omb Combo. Balance Ball Brawl. Skewer Scurry. Bullet Bill Bullies. Murky Maze. And Shape Up. Alright, that's enough banter. It's time for the most recent installment in the series, Super Mario Party. Lost in the Shuffle. There are 5 nesting dolls of Captain Toad, 4 of Hint Toad, 3 of Male Toad, 2 of Bank Toad, and only 1 Sleepy Yellow Toad. Keep your eye on the set that has the Yellow Toad. After they shuffle around, pick a set. Whoever has the most nesting dolls wins. Metal Detectors. If you feel a strong rumble, you're standing over some coins, so press A and dig them up. After the timer goes out, whatever coins you got, you get to keep them. Sphere Mongers. The goal here is to get as many of the magnetic balls as possible back to your goal. The big golden ones are worth 3, so go after those if you can. Sizzling Steaks. Hold one of your Joy-Con as a panhandle and cook all 6 sides of your filet mignon. The CPUs make this look really difficult, but really it's not. Sign, Steal, Deliver. Everybody's trying to grab packages and bring them back to their delivery truck. The solo player is able to use a drone, which moves much faster but can only grab 1 package at a time. At the end of it all, whoever got the most packages will take the victory. Dust Buddies. There is an unrealistic amount of dust in the room and everybody has to vacuum it up. The solo player gets a big vacuum, the others get a smaller one. When the place is completely clean, whoever got the most dust is the winner. Toe the line. Using the pins and the string that you're both attached to, replicate the pattern in the middle of the screen. The first team to complete 3 patterns wins. And finally, tall order. The penguins will move the basket left to right and you have to shave your eyes to make as tall of an ice sculpture as possible. The tallest sculpture is victorious. And now for the recap. Lost in the Shuffle, Metal Detectors, Sphere Mongers, Sizzling Steaks, Sign Steel Deliver, Dust Buddies, Toe the Line, and Tall Order. Well, it looks like I'm back on track, and that's a very good thing. Now, let's move on to the dedicated handheld games, all starting with Mario Party DS. Not only was it the last Mario Party game Hudson ever made, it was also the last Mario game Hudson ever made. So, that's special, I guess. Oh well. Let's go! Raft Riot. It's a race to the finish on this watery track. The ramps will give you a little speed boost, but bumping into the side walls or the buoys will slow you down. Cyber Scamper. When the panels are not lit up, they are so dark they blend into the background, so it's probably in your best interest that you don't race your way through it, and make sure you're actually landing on a panel instead of falling into the abyss. Boogie Beam. When prompted to, you have to strike a pose, but that pose depends on the light. If the spotlight is on you, press the L button. If it's off of you, press the R button. Whoever does the most correct poses will take the victory. Domino Effect. You gotta press either A, B, Y, or X to jump to the next domino. You only lose time if you don't press the correct button. Nothing to Luge. The solo player and the team all get their own track. And the rules are pretty simple. Just lean left or right when you need to go in that particular direction. Failing to do so will make you run up against the snowy side wall and lose time. Whoever crosses the finish line first takes the W. Peekaboo. You'll need both Joy-Con for this game. Use the right joystick to move around the room, and the left joystick to use your cursor. When you find a boo of a particular color, hover over it with your cursor and press the A button. Whoever claims the most boos will take the W. Book it. Press A, B, Y, and X in that order to lift your teammate up to the next book step. Whoever's fastest up to the top will take the victory, and if you're fast enough, you might set a new record at the same time. And finally, Cucumber Jacks. Shake your Joy-Con to reduce your cucumber to nothing. First team to do that wins. And on that note, here is the recap. Raft Riot, Cyber Scamper, Boogie Beam, Domino Effect, Nothing to Luge, Peekaboo, Book It, and Cucumber Jacks. Okay, and now we get to turn our attention to Mario Party Island Tour. This is one of 2 games in my selection to have absolutely no 1v3s or 2v2s. So, that's a predicament. Only 4-player minigames, huh? Well, I'm still picking 8 because I want each game to be evenly represented in the main game. The extra minigames are just, well, extras. So anyways, let's get on with it. No traction action. You're all racing on a very slippery track, so drifting is a breeze. Be the first to complete 3 laps to win. Tragic Carpet Ride. Matter Eaters will chomp away at the carpet, leaving holes that the players could fall through. Be the last one standing to take the W. Cheepers Keepers. A button will appear on the screen and you gotta mash the heck out of it to reel in as many Cheeps as possible. Reel in the most to be victorious. Pachinko Wizard. Lakitu pulls out a spiny egg and prepares to drop it down a Plinko-style board. Once he picks a location to drop, you have to pick one of 4, 3, or 2 slots, depending on how many players are still left in the game. Once he drops the egg, whoever is in the slot that the egg lands in will be eliminated from contention. Magmathon. Rocky pillars will rise up from the lava below with a button on top of them. You have to press that said button to advance to the next column. If you're the first one to reach solid ground, you win! Get Real. Players shuffle through the slides in their projector to find the matching image to the example. Being first place gets you 9 points. After 3 rounds, whoever has the most points is victorious. Bounce and Bounce. Everybody is sky high above some trampoline blocks. Your goal is to make sure that you land on one of them, because if you miss them all, you hit the ground abruptly and your game ends. As you get further into the game, there will be less trampoline blocks to bounce off of, so much so that at one point there will even be just one block, so it's a real dogfight to see who wins. And finally, Diamond a Dozen. You will be shown the 5 shafts that you could jump in. Each one of them has a random number of diamonds. Once you're shown all the diamonds, you have to quickly pick a hole and jump in. Whoever has the most diamonds at the end of the game will take the victory. Well, the more games we knock out, the closer we get to being done. Here's the recap. No Traction Action. Tragic Carpet Ride. Cheepers Keepers. Pachinko Wizard. Magmathon. Get Real. Trounce and Bounce. And Diamond a Dozen. Alright, and we've officially reached the end. This is Mario Party's Star Rush. 6 of the minigames I included here are the usual 4-player minigames. The other 2 came from the coin chaos of Coin-Athlon. So, if we are all clear with that, I say we jump in. Jump to conclusion. Jump your way up the steps while avoiding jumping on a piranha creeper. The first one to the top wins. You may notice I have a thing for record games. I just love going for the high score. Fruit or Foe. There are 5 doghouses. 4 of them have Shy Guys with apples, and the 5th one has a chain chomp. All you have to do is pick a door and hope you get a Shy Guy with as many apples as possible. If you get a chain chomp, that's an automatic 0. Lava Labyrinth. Avoid the magmars as you make your way through the maze to the biggest possible treasure chest. I don't think there's much more explanation needed. That's pretty much all there is to it. Haunted Hallways. This spooky maze is overrun with red booze. However, there is one room in particular that is very well lit. If you can find that room before everybody else, you will win. Blockbusters. 20 of the blocks have your player color on them, as well as one of 4 suits from a deck of cards. Your job is to shoot all of your blocks before everybody else. If you have to shoot some of the other blocks to get your blocks, don't worry about it too much. That's usually the best way to victory. Top it off. Press the button corresponding with the top half of the given picture. If you're not fast enough, you won't get any points, but it's better than losing a point. That'll happen if you press the wrong button. Rolling Rumble. The first of 2 Coin Chaos minigames turned 4-player free-for-alls. Charge into the Shy Guys and Koopas to knock them off the platform. The small Shy Guys are worth 1 point, the big Shy Guys are worth 3 points, and any Koopas are worth 2 points. And finally, the other minigame from Coin Chaos. Silver Lining. Bounce on the bouncy clouds and collect coins. Each coin is worth 1 point, with the exception of the red coins, which are worth 3. Now, both of these minigames have a time limit of 30 seconds, and with Silver Lining, whoever collects the most coins within that 30-second time limit will take the coveted W. Well, we finally get to end this segment with one final recap. Jump to conclusion. Fruit or Foe. Lava Labyrinth. Haunted Hallways. Blockbusters. Top it off. Rolling Rumble. And Silver Lining. Yes! Finally, all the minigames have been announced, except for the extra minigames. Those will be announced in the next video, because the next video is all about the game modes and the playstyles. So, please stick around for that, and I will see you then.